According to the Abrahamic religions, only humans have souls. And only humans can go to heaven or hell, or have a journey between heaven and hell. That is at least what this guy, this priest, told to me. That animals or anything but humans, have no soul. They don't have a soul. Only we have souls. Only we are superior. That is at least what he told me. My entire life he said that. But there was something strange about it. Because what is the entire point of the Abrahamic religions? What is the beginning, the ultimate beginning of the Abrahamic religions? Is that a man heard the voice of God, and at the end he had to sacrifice his son to show his love, his uncommitted love to the not the dragon, but to this God, this Abrahamic God. Never had a name, by the way. And at the end, he said, just before he was doing it, he just said, "Oh no, you don't have to do it. Here is a sheep. Kill the sheep." But it's sacrifice a sheep. But what is the entire point of having a sacrifice for a God? That is that you give the soul of that what you sacrifice to a God. So why killing the sheep? What kind of a purpose does it have? If you want to kill the sheep, if you want to kill this innocent little animal for a God, if it doesn't have a soul, then why? What is the reason of a sacrifice? You have to know, by the way, there are two different kind of gods that Christians worship. As a Christian myself, I know this very much. Two different kinds of gods. They always say one perfect God, but it's actually not true. I just want to say this. There is the Abrahamic God, which is a God that demands blood, that demands violence, that demands obedience, that demands that you just lay down and just expect anything from it, because you are just a tool. If you want to enter this paradise of this Abrahamic God, you have to listen and you have to obey. Then the second one that Christians worship is the Jesus God. And the Jesus God is not what anyone would expect it, but it's actually a pagan God. Jesus wants to revive the old spiritualities. In the old spirituality, that is the reason why they executed him, because he had followers. He wanted to revive an ancient spirituality. That is why I sometimes say I'm actually more like Jesus than these people that worship the Abrahamic God, simply because I'm also trying to revive an ancient spirituality, our ancient spirituality in believing and connecting with the dragons. The dragons were old pagan spiritual gods. I mean, they were pagan gods, all of them. Fafnir, Quetzalcoatl, Tiamat, they were all very much worshipped in every corner of the world. And so, but they never had this intention, of course, that we had to sacrifice something. But I did a sacrifice for the dragon. I did one that will haunt me for my entire life. And that is once I gave myself to the dragon. That is what I learned. If it's not your property, because you, in my eyes, you cannot sacrifice anything because it's not belonging to you. So if you have a soul or a bone or whatever that, if you take away a life from someone else, an animal or a human, then it's not worthy enough. It's not worth anything, simply because it's not yours. If someone wants to give a sacrifice to a god, then give yourself, but not by death. Not at all by death. Why does humanity think that you have to make a sacrifice by killing yourself simply because of this Abrahamic God? This Abrahamic God was actually one of the first that said it. And also, the followers of Quetzalcoatl, which are Aztecs, they thought that if you want to give something to a god, you have to kill it. You have to kill it and give the soul to this god. Well, actually, wrong. It is very much wrong. And the one that taught me that was Quetzalcoatl, the one of the Aztecs. He was actually coming to me a long time ago and said if you want to give something of yourself. Don't sacrifice anything else, because it's not belonging to you. The ultimate sacrifice is that you sacrifice yourself, but not by death, but by life. By life. If you have the ultimate trust for the dragon, then you give yourself. It's all about trust. It's all about not obedience, but trust. If you stand on the side of the dragon and not behind or before or anywhere else, if you have the trust of the dragon, then give yourself to the dragon. How so? There are many ways. Use your creativity. For example, I stood here in front of my altar, in front of all my dragons, in front of nature, and I was laying down on the floor, just with all the candles lit on, and I was saying to the dragon, just everything is for you. My mind, my body, my soul, everything is for you. Of course, the dragon doesn't take it away, but the dragon does something that I discovered, and that is to give something to you. If your ritual is 100% sincere and you expect the dragon to take you with them, if you really expect that, because that is what I expected is, then the dragon gives you something in return, something like a gift that replaces something inside of you, a more awakened soul. That is what I received from the ultimate sacrifice, and the ultimate sacrifice is that you give yourself something. I mean, that they give they give something to you, but you will never be the same again. It was a very, very intense ritual, and that is why I say to you, my brothers or sisters, that you have to use your creativity. Creativity is everything on the dragon's path. So because the dragon wants to see you, the dragon in their eyes wants to see you, so I was showing the dragon how I am vulnerable and just ready to be taken away by the dragon. But the dragon doesn't want you dead. The dragon wants you alive. Unlike all of these other gods, they want you to be alive so that your story can be told in this physical realm. That is the entire point of being here. Because you are born here with dragons that are surrounding you, with the angels of the dragon realm that are surrounding you, that you can feel and sometimes even can see once your dragon eye is open. Because you have to connect with the dragon to awaken your dragon eye, your dragon circle. It's going to be very strong. And, oh my goodness, it's very strong. Once I was laying down there on the floor, I could feel something very much. I could feel the dragon. I could feel the dragon that was going through my body and followed by another dragon. And all of these dragons from my dragon eye were coming through it, and they all left something behind inside of my body. And that is how you do a sacrifice for a god. And that is what the dragon actually doesn't like that much, that we see them as some kind of a god. But I cannot see them otherwise, because they are the creators. They can decide so many things. Of course, I got the question, but the dragon is not a god. That is all, yeah. How, if the dragon dies, the dragon is not a god? I said they are the children of God. The gods themselves are still here, in the form of trees, in the form of water, in the form of fire, in the form of the four elements. And they create life. And they can still be seen around everywhere. And that is why it is. Even some god demands death. The dragon demands life. The dragon wants life. And that is why, even though the dragon's spirits can be considered as death, simply because they don't want spirits to wander around inside of the void. They want to protect them, to guide them wherever they belong. Whenever a dragon spirit comes across a lost spirit, whenever there is still time, the dragon wants to guide them wherever they belong. The dragon can go inside of the void without have any effect, but not, of course, for eternity. Because the dragon is about life and not about death. I cannot understand how people show so much love for a god that demands death of something innocent. That is why I'm so angry with actually all of these gods that people are worshipping for. The Christian God is not a God of love and compassion. The Islamic God is the same God of of um of Abrahamic religions, Abrahamic time. It's the same evil, damn, disgusting God. A disgusting God. I'm calling it disgusting because I, nor you, belong there. And you might just not understand how this universe works. And that is why people feel so much comfortable with a God that demands blood and sacrifices. Well, the dragon doesn't demand anything. Just wants to see you, how you evolve yourself and how you go yourself, how you are going inside of this. The dragon is blind for anyone or anything else. They just wants to see you. It's all about you. So when every step that you take, they will see it, and they will eventually, they will, in fact, they will follow your every step, and they will not demand a sacrifice. So whatever you are giving to the dragon, so whatever stands here is given to the dragon. It's given to the dragon. That is this is given to the dragon as well as myself. I am a soul, a spirit that is given to the dragon. I am the property of the dragon. And so I don't belong anywhere else where another God rules. For example, inside of a church or inside of, wherever another God is worshipped every single time. I do not belong there if you give yourself to the dragon. If you give yourself to the dragon, there are thousands of different gods, thousands of different stars, thousands of different universes, and every single star is ruled by a different god or gods. We belong in the dragon's star, the dragon's gate. And if you give yourself to the dragon, you are one with the dragon and one with the stars. So you shouldn't seek out for a different energy or a different other star. If you shouldn't seek out for Wicca, you shouldn't seek out for Christianity. You shouldn't seek out for any other kind of religion or spirituality. If you do this, if you do a sacrifice like this, you are meant to do it. You really are sincere with every word that you are saying and every action. Then remind yourself, you are now belonging to the dragon. You are now one with the dragon. Whenever you are doing an intense ritual like this, a ritual of sacrifice, love and connection, a ritual of being one with the dragon, a ritual of personal sacrifice, not of death but of life, then you are belonging to the dragon. Do not ever forget that. And you are now belonging to the star of the dragon.